Hey Uders, what's up?
Hello
It's your boy
there.
Happy Chappy here, and welcome to the 10th episode, the 100 days recap of my hardcore series. Now this one is full of spoilers, it's full of a lot of so if you want to watch the entire series, it's going to be linked in the description. There is hours of fun content for you to watch. The goal list for this series was simple: armor, nether, bastion, netherite, dragon, wither, and if possible, I wanted to get a woodland mansion in and a beacon. Now, did we do it? I don't know. You're going to have to watch and find out. Now, this was a long grind. 100 Days Minecraft is 33 hours. 33 hours when played in full, and I think I only slept 4 times this entire series. Now, before we get into this video, none of you guys are subscribed. None of you. So what I'm going to need you to do is go down below, hit that subscribe button.
I'm gonna pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
And if you guys want to see me play more fun series like this, leave a comment down below. I believe we're going to be doing the one block or sky block next. I'm not quite sure. And then possibly after that, we might even start throwing in some mods and doing some really fun stuff on these series. So be sure to leave a like, smash that subscribe button, and let's get into it. Okay, once I logged in, first thing I did, obviously, get my bearings and start punching some trees. Once I made enough tools and everything, what I did was I started looking for some food and then immediately started looking for some high ground. Now, on the way to the high ground, I managed to find myself some iron in a little gully thing, so I made a furnace, some tools, almost died to a little mini zombie. Begins. And so it begins. Once I sorted that out, I started making some iron tools for the essentials. Immediately got myself some more food and headed up to the high ground to see exactly what we could find. First thing I found when we got to the top was a village, which was absolutely perfect. And a village! Once at the village, I collected all of the beds from the villagers and immediately started to put together a villager breeder. Once I dug my way down and through, I started to make the shield of invincibility. Tested said shield of invincibility. See? And on the morning of day 2, I got attacked by a baby zombie, missed all of my shots, took my anger out on a creeper, get rid of all of this grass too, and immediately started to feed the villagers that I put in place some crops in order to produce some villagers as fast as possible. And after getting snuck up on by a creeper, what I decided to do was immediately start to put together an iron farm. So I built a little platform, put the beds in place, pushed a nitwit down to his death, and put the iron farm in place. I think I can land it. I totally landed that. And after missing the easiest jump in Minecraft and almost ending the series, it's okay, because I am literally invincible. During the night of day 2, what I did was I collected a villager and got a helmet on his head, but the helmet eventually wore off and he almost burnt to death. So I put him in a little pit down in the thing. For some reason, tried to make a cow farm and get a pig farm going. I have no idea why. And during the nighttime, I set the zombie free and immediately got him in place, and we had an iron farm going. Morning of day 4, I set up the platform for the iron golem to spawn on, collected some lava in order to kill him, finished the platform, and nearly fell to my death, ending the series. We finished the platform, we had iron golem spawning all over the place, so I had to figure out a way to get rid of these guys. And while looking for some lava light sources at nighttime, I spotted a portal off in the distance, so we raced over there, collected all of the lava and the loot from the chest, and while we were heading back to the main base, because it was nighttime and all the lights were glowing, what I ended up spotting was another village. Once I got to this village, there was a giant ravine down the center of it, and all of the villagers were basically trapped down there, so I had to set all of the villagers free. And when I did that, I found a villager that had silk touch right out the gate. Silk touch. The other guy had depth strider, but I didn't have any emeralds whatsoever to trade with either of them, so I just collected all of the loot that I could from this village, headed back to the main base and planted some sugarcane on the way in preparations for later, got rid of the iron golems using the lava that we collected, removed all of the necessary blocks, and by nighttime we officially had an iron golem farm going. Boom. Day 5, I used the iron from the iron farm in order to upgrade it to collect a little bit more, and then I made a full set of iron armor in order to prepare myself for that night when I went out and got some slime. Sorry, little baby slimes, you guys are super cute. The next morning, we used all of the iron we could to make all of the buckets we could in order to collect all of the lava that we could in order to make a portal and head over to the Nether. And once in the Nether, we ended up in one of the worst spots ever, a soul sand valley. And after collecting a little bit of bone meal, I dug my way down into the netherrack in order to find a little bit of quartz. And we needed this quartz to do a little bit of redstone, but after realizing that it wasn't enough, I just simply headed back into the nether, played a little hide and seek with a gas while collecting some glowstone. And while looking for some quartz, I started hearing a whole bunch of sounds. So I started to look around, and what I did was I found myself a bastion on day 7. So we looted the bastion as much as we absolutely could. There was incredible loot in here. We got into a few battles with some brutes and even some surprise attacks and shot in the face by a piglin. After finding some pork chop in one of their own chests and getting trapped in here by a brute, I decided, you know what, let's just loot this place for everything that it has and then get out of here. I attempted to get a ghast here from a ghast with no luck whatsoever. Lame. And after an extreme day in the nether, on the morning of day 8, I decided maybe it's just best if we just tend to some crops and do something a little peaceful for the day. Much food as possible for them. And on the morning of day 9, after collecting all of that quartz from the nether, I decided to make myself a whole bunch of iron pickaxes and tools and then dig my way down to Y level 5. Now while down there, I came across a ravine, and this ravine had a mine shaft in it. So while I was down here, I took the advantage to take my time and go through it, and we managed to find ourselves these mineshaft diamonds. Now this mineshaft was dangerous. I almost died to the spiders, slow-moving creepers, but I did manage to find a whole bunch of diamonds while down here, and after getting scared from literally the 100 spawners that were down here, I decided to take my luck and try the old gopher technique. So in just a short amount of time, we managed to find some diamonds, another ravine that was absolutely terrifying. I mean, that water is flowing towards us. And after finding some more diamonds, I smacked a creeper right in the face and headed back to the surface. I left my stairs. I could have stared my way up. Day 13, I was reminded that I am no mathematician. So I headed back down to the mine shaft. Okay, 13 diamonds. That took 12.5 minutes. Now, day 14 to 17 were spent going back to the bastion here and trying to tunnel my way over to the central area to get the loot out of this chest and all of the gold that I absolutely could. Once I collected all of the gold, I hop-skipped my way around to try and find my way to a fortress, which I did find. I looted it and then immediately tried to find my way around to get some of the nether wart and some blaze rods too as well, which I did find a spawner, so I was super lucky about this, but I did almost die. I also almost ended the series here trying to dig my way back to the top of the fortress and find my way out, and oh my goodness, get out of the lava. Days 18 and 19 were spent just chilling, randomly organizing all of my chests, trying to get everything kind of sorted out and figured out. I also had a visit from 2 wandering traders, as you can see, which I quickly utilized for their leads. That following night, I decided to brew myself some potions, make myself a new best friend, ride that friend into battle, and the very next morning, give me a creeper disc. So out of sadness, I decided to light the place up, fortify the place a little bit. I attempted to make another pig farm. They immediately died. On day 22, I attempted to get a few zombies if I could to either hold items so that way I didn't have to name tag them, tended to crops and villagers, and set myself up a trading hall. And days 23 to 25 were spent basically setting up this little simple rail system in order to convert the villagers and turn them back in order to get as cheap as trades as possible from them. And it worked. Unbreaking 3. Days 26 to 30 were spent building a simple crop farm, smacking some villagers around with a zombie, curing them just so we can get the cheapest trades as possible, tending to our crops, gathering bone meal from the nether, and all of it was for this simple book right here. Day 31 and 32 were spent basically just trading with villagers to try and get them all leveled out. We had to sort all of our inventory because it was starting to become a mess. We got another villager in place too as well in order to trade some iron with, but all of that came to a halt when I realized that this iron golem was killing off my zombies. So that night I started to build a small melon farm, and on day 33 I forgot that I left my seeds down in the mine shaft, and then this happened going to get them. We're back. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh Oh, series almost ended. But I found the melon seeds.
Oh my goodness.
And on day 34, we finished the melon farm. It's just a little one, but it works. And by that night, we got lurked on by a creeper. So I turned it to daytime and finished the entire project. We officially had a melon farm going. No words need to be said for what happened on day 36.
I do not have the patience today for any of this.
Okay.
I do not care.
Day 37, I went back to the village to see if this guy still had his silk touch, and no luck. He lost it. They kept falling down into the ravines. And on the way back to the village, I decided to take a little detour to see if I could spot some more villagers from the high ground, and I sure did. So I took a luxury ferry ride across the creek here, and in this village I didn't find much other than a blue bed, some spruce logs, and some jack-o'-lanterns. Although I did find some emeralds though, which was a pretty surprising find. And I stole their cauldron. For some reason, I went full savage for a little bit of leather. I have no idea why I did this, but this village was basically the same thing. All spruce saplings, and on the way home, that's right, our dog from the survival series decided to join us on this hardcore series. And after giving her a little bit of a lecture about how dangerous it is out here, you shouldn't be out here, we got back to the main base, planted all the spruce saplings in order to get some wood going, started another layer to the crop farm in order to get some more crops per day, continued to trade with all of the villagers in order to get some XP using all of the iron we had, and eventually over time... Okay, so we'll put those two together. We'll put those two together. But then it happened. Night 42. We almost lost the series by a rogue skeleton. So that night, we upgraded all of the armor in order to get whatever we needed on it. And out of celebration, I decided to farm down the big mega spruce tree and get all of the wood that I absolutely could from it. Just get a little bit ahead, you know? I then spent the next few days building the first layer towards the cabin that we are going to be building, and spent all of day 47 trading with the villagers and basically talking about it too as well. On night 47, I upgraded all of my tools using the XP that we got from everything. We went back to the Nether to farm the quartz and the XP that we needed. Luckily, we also stumbled across some ancient debris while we were there too, which we then proceeded to turn into scrap right away, upgrade our pickaxe, and immediately return to the Nether and start farming for some more ancient debris. And after a short while, we had just enough that we needed in order to upgrade all of our armor. We are fully decked out and ready to go. So we used the remaining part of day 49 to basically upgrade everything we need, get the pearls and the eyes that we need. We gathered all of the resources that we need in order to do an end raid, got all of the potions together too as well to fight the dragon, got the infinity bow set up and ready to go. And after one final check on the tail end of day 50, we were ready to go fight the dragon. Now, finding the stronghold wasn't that difficult to find, and we did eventually find it and dig our way down into the opening here. Now, this was a typical stronghold, lots of surprise attacks, lots of chests with loot in them. We also found the libraries too and navigated our way through, and eventually after burning through all of our torches and making our way through a half ravine, half stronghold, we found it. So we filled the holes, lit the portal up, and made the leap. Let's go. Now, once in there, we were immediately under attack. We had to dig our way up and through, but we did manage to steal his dragon breath. And after digging our way up and through, the battle was on. Now, even with Infinity, taking out these crystals can be pretty tricky, but we did manage to get it done in a pretty decent amount of time. One of the other things we forgot to do was bring our pumpkin, so we had to be sure not to look at any of the Endermen while we were here. Now, luckily, we had all of the proper stuff that we needed to bring with us, so we had the Infinity, we had the armor, we had the water bucket in case any tricky stuff like this managed to happen, but we were pretty much good since we had the feather falling potions. And after a decent time in battle, we managed to get the final shot off on him, and we finished it. Ooh, what'd we get out of all of this? We got some XP and some... Once the battle was over, we immediately head over towards the end cities to try and see if we can get our hands on the Elytra. So we scouted across the void, jacked the view distance up, didn't find anything at first, so we kept on going. Scariest thing ever. But eventually we came across not one city, but two. And after getting closer to the one with the ship, as you can see, there actually ended up being a third city there too as well. So we immediately fought our way through all of the shulkers, scouted our way up to the top, collected as many shulker shells and loot as we could while we were there.
Look at this.
And after putting nearly everybody that watches the series through this intense anxiety, just floating over nothing, I literally fell on those stairs. Pulling another bucket move in order to save myself from floating over nothing, we eventually had the place cleared.
Making our way over. This is scary.
So we built our way over to the ship, defeated the Guardian protecting the wings,
Okay.
and eventually got what we came for. Of course we collected the dragon heads.
Yep.
After that, we tested out the elytra.
Oh, that feels so good. That feels so good.
Went from end city to end city and ship to ship, collecting as many elytras and shulker shells as we absolutely could. And when we were all finished, we got harassed by this dude here. So we just decided to,
Never mind.
fly our way back home.
And there's the island right there. Okay.
After that, we just head on home because we've nearly got 50 days left. And on day 55, we decided to collect some obsidian, fly around for a little bit,
Oh, and is that not satisfying?
made ourselves an ender chest, and just awed at all of the loot that we got. What an incredible end run.
And as you can see, it's pretty insane.
We made ourselves some shulker boxes in order to store some stuff. This is such a good feeling. And the very next day, we immediately started leveling up a cartographer to get our hands on a woodland mansion map. We spent the remaining part of that day just getting some resources going, collecting some gunpowder, and then we were off. On the way to the woodland mansion, we found an ocean monument, a couple of pyramids that we could loot, and eventually, yes, we found it. We found it. So we smashed our way in.
Breaking in. Chappie's here.
Fought our way through a couple of initial waves of these Johnny guys right away, which were pretty tough, but eventually we broke in and we found not one, not two, not three. Hang on, I almost die.
And what is going on back here, you guys?
But four of the little stuffy things. And after almost getting assassinated,
Wowzers! That was close.
okay, Mr. Skeleton, we eventually found
There
who
he
we
is.
were here for.
That's who we're looking for. I need that. Okay, let's...
And after getting our hands on the imposter, the only thing that keeps you alive in hardcore Minecraft, we looted absolutely everything that we could from this, started to set the place ablaze, and after nearly trapping ourselves in and burning to death, that's right. So we looted all of the chests that we could while we were here. We didn't find too much, just a bunch of music discs, and the very next morning, we decided to make our way home.
Long journey home. Let's go.
Now, when I got back, I spent that day basically just upgrading all of my gear and getting as much resources as we can for a trip to the Nether. And between days 63 and 65, we went back to the Nether, almost died to a sneak attack piglin that came in from behind.
Oh no. Who came from behind?
So I decided to just quickly loot these two chests that I could see while I was here, found some ancient debris while we were in here,
Ancient debris.
and then head our way over and start farming wither skulls. There were many close calls here. I mean, lots of close calls here. And after going to war with quite a few wither skeletons, we eventually had what we came for.
We finally got one.
And after a long battle and nearly almost dying multiple times, we finally got the third one.
Yes, and there it is.
So we head back to the overworld, and between days 66 and 68, we spend that time just basically in the overworld, upgrading and getting as much resources as we absolutely could to prepare for a wither battle. And on day 69, that day came. Run!
Okay, we gotta hit our shots here. What's your HP? What's my HP? Oh, we're in the middle of this. I'm not stopping until you're down.
And after
Where's
a long
mine?
battle, we had it! We had it. On the way home, we looted a pyramid and found... Wow. And the next 10 days were basically just spent trading with the villagers, upgrading the cabin, upgrading the crop farms in order to get as much emeralds as fast as possible. And on day 81, this happened. I just couldn't hit my shots. So, for the next 2 days, I just went back to, casually upgrading the cabin again. The next couple of days were spent just talking about it and putting a villager curing station in place to try and get them as cheap as possible. Day 88, I got these guys down as low as possible in order to trade with as much as possible, and my emerald pile is getting pretty big. Day 89 was spent digging out and building a storage room for underneath the crop farms here, and I also continued to trade with more of the villagers throughout the days while I could. And that night, a visitor also dropped in on us. Welcome. We built our very first beacon, and on day 90, after trading out pretty much everything that we absolutely could, doers, it's time. It is time. Now, after we set up this beacon, what we did is we went right down to bedrock with it. And we cleared ourselves a nice little hole, set up the beacon, activated the haze 2 in the beacon 2 as well, went back up, upgraded our pickaxe with over 30 emeralds to get what we need from it. We then spent the next 4 in-game days basically upgrading everything that we could, curing down and getting 3 clerics in order to get as much experience bottles as possible. And on day 96, we checked out our inventory, got everything set and organized, and basically, we went diamond hunting. First thing we did find, though, was some emeralds, which is okay, but not what we were looking for. But eventually, over time, after digging through and through and through, there they were. Our diamonds. Hello. And now this is currently where I am so far. So we have moved the beacon twice now, down the shafts, and well, we're on day 105, but look at the diamonds we've got so far. Hang on though, that's not it. Let me do this. So currently we have 45 diamond blocks plus what I've gotten on this current one right here. So let's just see what all of these diamonds come out to right now. Okay, so we're almost at a stack. We've moved the beacon 3 times, we're almost at a stack, and we're on day 105. Dragon, Wither, Fortresses, Bastions, End Raids. I mean, we've still got lots to do, though. We've got lots to do. As you can see, we've got quite a bit of resources going, so we've got a lot planned coming up. We've got to clean this place up, upgrade the iron farms, finish the cabin here too as well, and well, yeah, sort all of these guys out. So yeah, if you guys like this, I'll link the series down in the description. If not, I'll see you on the next 200 days. Love you guys so much. See you on the next one. Peace.